Hey friends, and welcome to this new video dedicated to Poppy Playtime Chapter 5. Today we finally have something really important to talk about, because I managed to find an official confirmation about what we discussed in yesterday's video. We talked about the possibility that, on Thanksgiving Day, the developers might release a new official image for Chapter 5. Well, today I can finally tell you that this is no longer just a theory. There is an official message that confirms it. In this video, I will show you exactly that message. We will analyze it together, and we'll try to understand what it could mean for the story, for Mob Entertainment's marketing, and especially for the future of the upcoming chapter. But that's not all. We will also talk about new theories of the new chapter. We will see how all this information might come together to give us a clearer picture of what's coming next in the game. So get ready, because today we're going to look at the official message, compare the hypotheses with the new theories, and try to shed some light on the mystery surrounding Poppy Playtime. Chapter 5. And before we begin, as always, let me remind you of something super important. Leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any updates. So, let's go on and let's see all the information. Now let's get into the core of the video and take a look at the official message that confirms everything we were waiting for. Some people started wondering whether Mob Entertainment would release something special for Thanksgiving, and now we finally have a concrete answer. In October, a user on Discord directly asked Amber, one of the official artists at Mob Entertainment, if there will be an image for Thanksgiving. And this was her answer. You will have to wait and see. At first glance it sounds neutral, but if you analyze it carefully, you realize it says much more than it seems. It's not a simple maybe. It's not a we can't say. And it's not a we'll see later. It's the kind of answer they use when they want to confirm something without saying it explicitly. And this time, it's exactly like that. Even though Amber didn't openly say yes, the way she responded practically tells us everything. It's the type of reply the developers often use when they want to tease something that is already planned. So let's get ready, because it's very likely that on Thanksgiving Day, they will release an official image. It will be an artwork, showing some Poppy Playtime characters celebrating Thanksgiving in that iconic Mob Entertainment style. As we have already discussed in the past, these special artworks are never empty. They always contain hidden details, small clues that tease elements from the next chapter. It happened with Halloween, and it will definitely happen with Thanksgiving. So, chances are that this new image won't be just a festive illustration, but an actual teaser, where we might see a detail of a new character, a particular object, an environment, or a symbol that will play an important role in Chapter 5. In short, this image could be a new real hint at what Mob Entertainment is preparing, and that's why we need to keep an eye on it. Now let's move on to another very interesting point. Because when it comes to the possible theories about what might appear in the Thanksgiving image, well, we already talked about that in yesterday's video quite extensively. So it really wouldn't make sense for me to repeat everything I already explained in the previous video. Instead, I prefer to bring you new information, new details that could still be directly connected to the Thanksgiving artwork and consequently to the arrival of Chapter 5. Among these details, there's one element that is becoming more and more important: the star-shaped walkie-talkies. This object has appeared multiple times in official material, and I really don't think it's a coincidence. For example, we saw it clearly in the Poppy Playtime Fortnite screen. But what's even more curious is that the same walkie-talkie also appears carved into one of the pumpkins in this year's official Halloween artwork. Now, when Mob Entertainment includes an object in two different artworks, it usually means that this object is going to have a real role in the story. So, considering that it keeps appearing more often, it's very possible that this walkie-talkie will also show up in the Thanksgiving image. It might be included as a simple decoration, maybe placed on a table, or held by one of the characters. Maybe it will be hiding in the background, and it will be up to us to spot it and connect the dots. It wouldn't be the first time Mob Entertainment uses seasonal artworks to very subtly introduce an element that later becomes important in the next chapter. And actually, if we think about it, the walkie-talkie also makes a lot of sense narratively. In the previous chapters, we communicated with other characters and with Poppy using a phone. But now that we're getting closer to the final chapter, it's very possible that this phone won't be working anymore, or that it simply won't be accessible. And so, to keep receiving messages, instructions, or to stay in contact with the other characters, we might be forced to use a different device. And what object would make more sense than the star-shaped walkie-talkie that Mob Entertainment keeps showing us? So keep an eye on the Thanksgiving artwork, because not only could it contain hints about new characters, but it could also officially confirm the introduction of the walkie-talkie into the game's story. Now let's move into the more theoretical part of the video, because this walkie-talkie is not just a cute object placed in the artworks to decorate them. It might actually become one of the most important tools in Chapter 5. So let's develop some interesting theories about how we might use it, which characters we might communicate with, and especially why it could change some gameplay mechanics. The first question is, which characters will we use this walkie-talkie with? A walkie-talkie allows instant communication, without needing to answer calls or wait for someone to contact us. And this completely changes something in the gameplay. With a phone, we have to wait for the call, answer it, and speak only while the line was active. With a walkie-talkie, everything is immediate. You press, you talk, you receive real-time instructions. And this difference is huge from a gameplay perspective. It means that in Chapter 5 we might have sections where someone talks to us while we are exploring without interruptions and without cutscenes. We could receive quick orders, sudden warnings, or even help during a chase. Imagine a puzzle that you must solve by following someone's instructions step by step while something is happening around you. It would be a completely new mechanic for Poppy Playtime, and it would make perfect sense with the addition of the walkie-talkie. Also, let's not forget a very important detail. In Chapter 5 we will also meet the tortured citizens, as confirmed in the Steam page. Maybe we will talk with them using a walkie-talkie. It would make the world feel much more alive and interactive. There's also another reason why a walkie-talkie would be safer than the telephone: the prototype. We know that the prototype can perfectly imitate the voices of characters. We've seen it, we've heard it, and it's part of its manipulative nature. With a phone, anyone can call us. It could pretend to be Poppy, and we could easily fall for it. With a walkie-talkie, communication happens on a specific channel, shared only between connected devices. This makes it much more difficult for the prototype to interfere, especially if it doesn't have the same model of device. Of course, we must also consider the opposite scenario. What if the prototype has a similar walkie-talkie? In that case, Mob Entertainment could use this idea in a terrifying way, making us believe a certain character is talking to us, only to reveal later that it wasn't them at all. It would be a perfect twist for the final chapter. In any case, what's certain is that the introduction of the walkie-talkie could completely revolutionize communication in the game, making everything faster, more intense, and more dynamic. Exactly what we expect from a final chapter meant to close the saga in a big way. Thank you so much for watching the video until the end. You are amazing. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell for the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.